At 62, James sat in his doctor's office, staring at a piece of paper that would change his life. The numbers were clear. He was on the edge of type 2 diabetes. His A1C had crept up to 6.2. His energy was gone. Every step felt heavy. Every morning started with fatigue that just wouldn't lift. His sleep was restless, leaving him groggy and irritable, and his cravings seemed impossible to control. Sugar, snacks, the second soda of the day, these had become habits he didn't question, just part of daily life. But as he listened to his doctor's warning, a quiet fear took hold. Was this just aging, or was it something he could actually change? This isn't the story of a miracle drug or an extreme diet. It's the story of real, small changes, habits anyone can start, that gave James his life back. No gym membership, no fancy foods, just a handful of practical shifts and a willingness to try. Like so many in their 50s and 60s, James had no idea he was drifting toward prediabetes. He thought tiredness was just part of getting older. He chalked up his constant hunger to stress and brushed off his sleepless nights as normal. But when his blood work came back, it made him pause. His doctor explained, "Prediabetes means your blood sugar is higher than normal, but not high enough to be diabetes, yet. It's a warning sign." The A1C test measures at average blood sugar over several months. Anything above 5.7 is a concern. 6.2 meant James was well into the danger zone. He learned that prediabetes is incredibly common, especially for people over 50. As we age, our bodies can become less sensitive to insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar from our blood into our cells. Extra weight around the middle, less activity, and years of processed foods all add up. The good news? It's reversible, but only if you catch it early and take action. James made a decision that day. Not a giant leap, but a series of small steps. Here's exactly what he changed. The first habit was breakfast. For years, James had started his day with toast and jam or a big bowl of cereal. It was quick, it was familiar, and it was loaded with sugar and refined carbs. The problem? These foods spiked his blood sugar first thing in the morning, setting him up for crashes and cravings later on. After reading about the power of protein and healthy fats, James swapped his cereal for 2 boiled eggs, a handful of spinach, and half an avocado. It wasn't flashy, but he noticed something right away. He felt full until lunch, with no urge to snack. The greens gave him fiber, the eggs gave him protein, and the avocado delivered healthy fats that kept his energy steady. The second habit was movement, but not the gym. James started taking simple 15-minute walks after lunch and dinner. He'd always heard exercise was important, but he didn't realize just how powerful even a short walk could be. After a meal, walking helps your muscles use up the sugar in your bloodstream, preventing spikes and letting your insulin work more efficiently. It also became a time for James to decompress, get fresh air, and clear his head. Within a week, he noticed he was sleeping a bit better, and his mood had lifted. The third habit was about what he drank, not just what he ate. James had fallen into the routine of having a soda with lunch, and sometimes another with dinner. Each can was packed with sugar, and he knew it wasn't helping. But it had become a comfort. He decided to try something new, lemon water with a sprinkle of cinnamon. The lemon gave the water a refreshing zing, and the cinnamon added a hint of sweetness without sugar. Over time, he stopped missing soda altogether, and his cravings for sweets started to fade. Finally, James looked at his sleep. For years, he'd stayed up late watching TV or scrolling through his phone. He didn't connect his restless nights with his daytime cravings, but his doctor explained, "Poor sleep can mess with hunger hormones, making you crave sugar and carbs the next day." James started going to bed an hour earlier, winding down with a book instead of a screen. It wasn't always easy, but after a few weeks, he felt the difference. He woke up with more energy, and his urge to snack in the afternoon all but disappeared. These habits didn't require special products or expensive programs. They were small, manageable shifts: breakfast, a walk, water, and sleep. But together, they made a world of difference. After just 90 days, James went back for a follow-up. His A1C had dropped from 6.2 to 5.6. well out of the pre-diabetic range. He'd lost 8 pounds without dieting, just by eating better and moving more. Most importantly, his energy was back. He was sleeping through the night, waking up refreshed. His doctor was amazed. "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You've reversed your prediabetes without medication." The science behind James's success is simple but powerful. By choosing real, whole foods like eggs, greens, and avocado, he kept his blood sugar steady, avoiding the highs and lows that trigger hunger and inflammation. Walking after meals gave his body a chance to use up excess sugar, boosting insulin sensitivity and helping his cells do their job. Swapping soda for lemon water cut out hundreds of calories and grams of sugar each week. And by prioritizing sleep, he reset the hormones that control hunger and fullness, making it easier to stick to his new habits. Stable blood sugar means less inflammation in the body and a lower risk of heart disease, nerve damage, and other complications. Daily movement keeps muscles strong and insulin working effectively. Real foods provide the nutrients your body needs, without the crashes and cravings that processed foods can bring. James's message for anyone watching? If your numbers are creeping up, don't panic. Start small. Walk around the block after dinner. Drink more water instead of soda. Eat real food, not just what's convenient. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. You'll be surprised what a difference these little changes can make. If you're feeling inspired by James' journey, know that you're not alone. Prediabetes is common, but it doesn't have to be your future. Real results come from real habits, one step at a time. If James's story resonated with you, show some love and drop a heart in the comments. And for more real stories and practical health tips for life after 50, subscribe to Prime Life Health. Remember, it's never too late to take charge of your health, and the best time to start is today.